Y'all, it's literally March 30th, and I realized that I never did my February recap. 2021 is going so well for me, clearly. I'm so on top of things. So I'm filming this on March 30th on my phone because I can't even be bothered to set up my camera. It's a pain, and I just don't want to do it. And it probably looks better like this anyway. I'm actually going to try to plan ahead, and now, since it's the end of March, film my March recap so it will actually go up at a reasonable time and not on the literal last day of the month. Like, I'm supposed to do these, like January is at the beginning of February, and February is at the beginning of March. Listen. Okay, so let's talk about more Ghibli movies. The first thing I saw in February was Princess Mononoke, which is I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, Mononoke. Princess, that one, which was the next in the series of me and my dad watching all the Ghibli movies. I know this is a favorite for a lot of people. This is my least favorite. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I know, like you guys have, like, commented and been like, can't wait for you to watch Princess Mononoke, it's the best one, and I hated it. Oh my god, I feel, okay. So, listen. Visually stunning, right? Like, beautifully animated movie. I loved the little, I've been calling them the broken neck dudes, because they, like, crack their necks, and, like, their heads, that sounds terrifying, but I loved them, they were adorable. Just, like, the creatures in general were very mystical and pretty. This movie was horrifying, right? Like, it was not fun. It was very dark. It was very scary. Had I had watched this as a child, I would have been traumatized. Then again, if I had watched Spirited Away as a child, I would have been traumatized as well. So that's one of my favorite. And I just thought it was very heavy, once again, very long. All of the Ghibli movies are like 20, 30 minutes too long, and I stand by that. Would not watch it again. The very beautiful animation was not worth it. I just thought the plot was very heavy, and it was too much for me. With that being said, I'm going to put, oh my god. Ugh. Oh my. See, did I like it more than The Outsider? A little bit. So it's not, oh. I'm gonna put it at the top of D. I feel terrible. I would say that, like, oh, maybe it'll grow on me, but I'm not gonna watch it again. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so sorry. Okay, last Ghibli movie that we watched was Ponyo. That was the last one that we had to watch of new ones. I still want to rewatch Howl's Moving Castle on my own because I haven't seen that since I was a child. So I'm gonna watch that sometime soon. But last Ghibli movie we watched was Ponyo. This one was a bit rough, too. I know this one's a bit newer. This one, once again, stunning animation. Like, I love all the stuff that they did with the ocean. I love the aesthetic of it in general. But, like, this one was especially too long. This one, dare I say, was 30, 40 minutes too long as opposed to 20, 30 minutes. The characters were annoying. Like, I was not vibing with the kids in the same way that I was vibing with, like, the girls in Totoro. Like, I feel like they were, like, fun and whimsical. Which, like, first of all, like, homie literally just fell in love with a goldfish. Who then, I'm like, okay, like, listen, like, Beauty and the Beast had some little loopholes. Like, you literally just fell in love with a goldfish. And you're, like, 4. Where are your parents? Your mother's right there. What is she doing? And I just feel like there were so many things that were, like, weird. I don't like the ocean. I'm afraid of the ocean. And so, the fact that, like, the entire town, like, flooded, like, up to their house and everybody was fine. I'm like, y'all would be dead. Y'all would be deceased. There were a lot of issues I had with it. The whole plotting with his dad was, like, completely unresolved. The fucking father of Ponyo, what the fuck was going on with that? But, like, it looked beautiful, like, the goddess, like, Moana's quaking. Did I like it more than Princess Mononoke? Like, a little bit. Just because, but, like, not by much. Not by much, so it's also going in D. I'm so sorry. Listen. I'm so sorry. So as you can see, Spirited Away and Totoro, like, blew me away. Kiki's Delivery Service I really liked. These two didn't do it for me. Malcolm and Marie. Best film of 2021. Bye, pack it up. We're done. We're done. Second month of the year, we're finished. There's no need. Okay, no, serious talk, Malcolm and Marie was very divisive, right? I love, like, simple, like, the entire thing takes place over one evening stuff. Like, that's my little film student self, like, loves that shit. So I loved it. I loved the script was incredible. Like, the way that Sam Levinson is just able to, like, transition between topics naturally is a gift. And then, of course, John David Washington and Zendaya, spectacular acting. Like, I understand this could be, like, a very emotionally taxing movie for a lot of people, and people were like, oh, they're just arguing the entire time. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought it was incredible. Now, I do recognize that having Sam Levinson, a white man, be sort of venting his frustrations of Hollywood and the film industry through a black man, and so they're justifying his, like, ownership of this story and such through Malcolm is inherently problematic, and I do recognize that. You know, so that is inherently problematic and a bit dodgy, but I don't think that it overshadows the fact that the film is amazing, and John and Zendaya did have big roles in it, and this was a very, like, special project for them, and I can tell they put a lot of themselves into it. I think Sam Levinson is just a brilliant filmmaker. Obviously, I think Euphoria is brilliant, and I just love to see him do something in a different medium. However, I saw Malcolm as a clear antagonist in the story. I was definitely on Marie's side the entire time, so I don't know. So I guess that reflects sort of my view on Sam Levinson's opinions through the lens of Malcolm. Like against Marie. Like, I think that he had some, like, I think, like, especially the whole prospect of, like, oh, it's not about what you experience, it's about how you're able to translate the experience so it doesn't belong to you anymore. I think that whole thing is, I inherently disagree with. But, and I think it's very interesting that a white man is sort of writing about the struggles of being black in Hollywood and, like, racism in Hollywood. I just think it's a bit strange. But I do think, but, you know, Zendaya and John have both expressed that they had a large role in the creative process of the movie. I did see a lot of them in it, and a lot of things that sort of relate to their experiences and such, and there were a lot of parallels to Euphoria, a lot of parallels to Rue, and I just thought that was very interesting. And film of the year. It's very good. It's very good. The acting is spectacular. And can we just talk about that they moved the Oscar deadline to the end of February for Malcolm and Marie and didn't nominate it for anything? That's so embarrassing. Imagine being the Academy in 2021. It's a shit show. Anyway, I could rant about that for too long. Okay, with that being said, Malcolm and Marie is film of the year. I think Zendaya deserves the world. I think she and John David Washington were spectacular. I think the script was spectacular. I'm going to put it... Ooh, I'm putting it above Euphoria, Jules. And Spirited Away. But yeah, it's number 2 right now with WandaVision. Ooh, we've gotten a lot of good content this year. There's another thing that's going to be going in A this month. Ooh. Okay, watch Perks of Being a Wallflower with my group chat, which, if you are unaware, is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I just wanted to give it a little shout out. Fucking love Perks of Being a Wallflower. If you haven't seen Perks of Being a Wallflower, greatest coming-of-age movie ever made. You should watch it at multiple stages in your life. I am of the belief that you should watch it before you are in high school, while you are in high school, and after you are in high school. At least. You should at least watch it at those 3 points in your life, because it's incredible and just has so much to say about mental health and how it affects high school kids, and it's just beautiful. The book is beautiful as well, but I actually prefer the movie to the book. But then again, I read the book before I was in high school. So I think my perspective would change now, even though it's not very different in theory. But yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to Perks Being Wise. It's like in my top 4 on my Letterboxd. So which you should go follow me on Letterboxd, by the way. Speaking of WandaVision, finished WandaVision. WandaVision finished in February. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous show. However, I was a bit unimpressed by the finale. Like, I understand that Marvel's whole shtick is like, ooh, teaser, this is what's gonna happen in the next couple movies, but like I kind of just wanted it to be like wrapped up. Like, I'm aware that like Wanda is gonna be in Doctor Strange in the second movie, and like we knew that, but like I just wish it had been a bit, and like Rambo and Captain Marvel too, obviously like we knew that, but I just wish it had been a little less open-ended and a little more succinct, because I feel like the rest of it was very succinct. Like, you didn't need to watch the MCU to understand and enjoy WandaVision. Like, they gave you all the information that you needed, and so I like really enjoyed that experience as somebody who is not a Marvel fan but like has seen like the substantial Marvel movies that are like important to the timeline. But yeah, so I like, there were so many great moments in the finale, but I just wish that like overall I was just a bit like, oh, okay, that's it, because like because I know it was like setting up for the next few things, and like I just wanted something more succinct. Also, I didn't mention this, but I think it was episode 8, the sort of the flashback episode of her going through like her life was amazing. Like, the whole flashback episode, and then it was like her and when she sort of met Vision, you know, when she like created the Westview, like that whole episode was amazing. Favorite episode. Just wanted to say that. And I feel like that sort of also put my expectations really high for like the finale. But oh my god, like the scene with her and Vision especially was beautiful. Though, like, we've said goodbye before, so we'll say hello again. Like, oh my god, that whole thing, amazing. I love their little Incredibles shot. That was a wonderful little Easter egg. Her final Scarlet Witch outfit, amazing. Fantastic show. It's staying in its spot here at the top of A, where it belongs, because that's one of the best shows I've seen in a while. One of the best miniseries I've seen in a while. Very impressed with it. It's fantastic. Okay, so I watched The Wilds again, not once, but twice in February. I watched it back in December. It made it into my top 10 list of 2020. So then I watched it again in February on my own time, and then my grandma and my mother expressed interest in seeing it, so I watched it again. And if I were to do my top 10 list now, I would move it up. The Wilds is fantastic. The Wilds is one of the best teen shows in existence right now. It's so fucking good. Amazon Prime. It's about these girls who get stranded on this deserted island, and it's like Lord of the Flies, but with teenage girls, and it has character-centric episodes, and everyone gets a backstory, and it's very gay, and very diverse, and it's just fabulous. It's so amazing. I love it so much. Nora's that bitch. Go watch The Wilds. Watched it twice. To All the Boys 3. Why I watched this when the second movie was an F last year, I couldn't tell you. Other than my mom was like, it's Valentine's Day, let's watch a rom-com, let's watch To All the Boys, and it was just terrible. Like, I'm sorry if you're like a stan of the To All the Boys series. First movie was fun, first movie was creative, first movie is a staple of like modern teen culture, I would say. I would say the first To All the Boys is like the 16 Candles of this generation. The second and third movie are the most forgettable things I've ever seen in my life. The third one was worse than the second one, because at least John Ambrose was there to save us in the second one. It was just so redundant. I am so sick and tired of Netflix acting like Ivy Leagues are the only schools in existence, and these kids who like don't go to class could get into these Ivy League schools, fucking kissing booth, going to Harvard, and now with To All the Boys and, you know, NYU and Stanford, and like one of these characters express interest in academics. Like, I guess you could argue that for Laura Jean, but like for Peter going to fucking fucking Stanford for lacrosse. Like, get over yourself. Like, for once, can it just be a community college? Or, like, a state school? It just ruins the entire experience for me. And I just hated how they were treating NYU as, like, this, like, indie school, where she was like, oh my god, I can't believe I like it. Like, dude, it's NYU. Also, it was too fucking long. The actual plot didn't start until, like, over halfway through the movie. The lines were cheesy. Acting was very cheesy. I love Lana Condor. I can't wait to see her do bigger and better things, because I just think that it was just so bad and forgettable and not good. So that, with that being said, it's the first thing in my F category, with its sister movie from last year. I watched We Are Who We Are again with my grandma, which was an experience because I hadn't seen the show, like, since becoming friends with Jordan. When I first, like, really, like, met and, like, talked to Jordan was, like, when we did the finale video, and, like, since then, like, we've become, like, good friends, and I've, like, met her in real life, and we've, like, hung out and stuff. And so, like, it was really weird watching it again, of being like, oh, hey, that's my pal. So yeah, watch it with my grandma. The ending is still dumb! I will go to my grave being upset with Luca Guadagnino for doing that, and for the fact that we, like, are probably not getting a season 2. But it's a good show. We know I stand Wawa. I have a billion videos on Wawa. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Y'all, okay, I couldn't even finish this. The fucking Winx. It was, oh my god. I just don't care. I could not bring myself to finish it. The person who simply cannot not finish shows, I couldn't do it. I didn't like any of the characters. I did not care what was going on. It was far too Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for my liking, and, like, not like the good season 1 Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, like, that was, like, actually, like, endearing and, like, campy and fun. No, just, like, why did you take a fun fairy show and make it boring? I'm sorry, like, I just don't know how that's possible. It was, like, 6 episodes and I couldn't even get through it. With that, so that's going in the top of F, because it like, just flop all around. So many problems, so many diversity issues. So just, like, why Winx? Just, like, do your own fairy show if you were gonna make it that bad. Okay, me and my family watched I Care a Lot, which was this movie on Netflix. I think it won a couple Golden Globes and is nominated for a couple of Oscars. It was basically about this woman who, like, exploited rich old people. It was very stressful, and I really did not like Rosamund Pike's character, so it was a struggle for me. I don't enjoy being stressed. Like, being, like watching, like, horror movies are, like, a comforting sort of stress. I don't like watching things like this that are just, like, bad people doing bad things and, like, everyone is stressed. So, it was, like, a fun, like, I don't know if saying it's a mafia movie is a spoiler, but I guess it's, like, a mafia movie. It was very, like, unique. And, like, I'm glad we watched it. And, like, I liked the ending. I thought the ending was really fun. But, like, it's, like, a D for me. It's, like, it's, like, I don't know. That might move up later, but it's been, like, a month. It's been, like, a month and a half since I've seen it, and I'm still just very, like, indifferent about it. Also watch Isle of Dogs with my family, because my dad was very adamant in having us watch this, because, like, he had seen it before, and he was like, it's great. It was, in fact, great. It was animated, but it wasn't, like, a kid's movie. I don't remember if it was China or if it was a made-up country in Asia, but I'm pretty sure it was China. And they just, like, excommunicated all the dogs to this island because they were, like, getting people sick. And it was just about the dogs and this boy who went to go find his dog. And it was just, like, very endearing and had a lot to say about how government is terrible. And I love roasting the patriarchy and looking at beautiful animation. So yeah, I'd probably put it, like, here at the top of C. It was solid. Okay, I watched the new Lily Rabe's new Prime show, Tell Me Your Secrets. Ooh, this was a fun watch. I wouldn't say this was anything spectacular or anything that hasn't been done before, but it was very fun to watch, and the acting was very good. I thought Lily Rabe was amazing. I love Lily Rabe. I've seen, like, everything she's ever been in. I just think she's fabulous, and I always just end up coming across her stuff and loving it, and I think she's great. I also think that... Oh my god, I don't remember the actor's name, but he was in Legion, And the guy who was like the ex-convicted rapist was a very interesting character, and I thought his plot line was really interesting. Basically, it's about Lily Rabe's character and like her getting out of prison because her boyfriend was like arrested for her ex-boyfriend was a serial killer, basically. And so it's about her and this other woman whose daughter went missing, and then this other guy, this ex-convicted rapist, and like all three of their stories are like intertwined. It's one of those. So yeah, it was like 10 episodes. I think it's getting a second season with the way it ended, and I would watch the second season if that happens. Like, if you're into like serial killer media, like you'll enjoy it. And yeah, I thought Lily Rabe was really, really, really excellent. So I'm gonna put it in B, like right here, like at the top of B. Yeah, solid. Last thing. Bye. I mean, I know I said Malcolm and Marie is like film of the year, but like this is like, okay, we need to talk about Billie Eilish's documentary, because never in my life have I seen a documentary as spectacular as this. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but Billie Eilish's documentary is the best documentary I've ever seen. Like, that is how you do a pop star documentary. Like, y'all know I've talked about, like, Taylor's documentary, Ariana's, Sean's. Like, I've talked about all of these pop star documentaries that are on the streaming services. Billie Eilish's was spectacular. It's almost 3 hours long, and it's on Apple TV. Get a trial and watch it. I got a trial just so I could watch this documentary, and I watched it twice in my trial period. Watch Defending Jacob while you're at it. Get a trial. Watch it. It's worth it. It's amazing. You don't need to know anything about Billie Eilish. You don't need to be a fan of her music. It's just a fantastic documentary about this young girl who, you know, has all these mental health issues. It has so much stuff about her family, and it's just the whole process of her becoming, you know, an artist and making her album, and, like, it's amazing. I literally cannot recommend this enough. This is gonna be so hard to place, because, like, it's above Malcolm and Marie, even though I said Malcolm and Marie is film of the year. Like, I am speechless. It's so good. Like, I want, like, everybody I know to watch it. Like, I've just been recommending it to literally everyone. I'm like, please, for the life of you, like, watch Billie Eilish's documentary, because it's that good. Like, and if you have never heard of her before, like, you will be a stan at the end of the document. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing. Wow, I did it. Hopefully, I was able to upload this by the 31st. Hopefully you're watching this on the 31st, and I actually did it before April. With that being said, if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe, press the notification bell, because I don't have an uploading schedule. Links in the description for my second channel, my merch, my website, my social media, my social justice spotlight. I've added a bunch of resources of how you can help fight against Asian violence. The whole Stop Asian Hate campaign, my Black Lives Matter stuff is still there. And yeah, this has been a really great dinner. Thanks for coming over.